Hi friends, welcome back to Mark's Speed Shop. In today's video, it's going to be a little, I guess you could say a little hodgepodge. A lot of my videos kind of are. We didn't really get a whole lot of work done this past week on the C10 or anything else. I've got some video. I did pull the head off that 307. I'm going to show you that, the pistons, the cylinders, and all that. I'm going to show you that. Hadn't really done a lot to the 350. I've got a few more parts for it, a few things. It's been a busy week. This week that I'm filming this is New Year's week. Oh yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody has a great 2025. I hope we've got a lot to look forward to. I hope it all comes to be. Well, and that being said, I've got show you a little bit of the video I'm working around the shop, but I've also threw in a few old video clips that I've done before I ever even started. Well, some are now, some are a couple months ago, and some are a year or two ago. Just little pieces of video of some of the other cars, this truck, before I ever started pulling, before I even pulled it in and started pulling it down. So welcome back. I really appreciate it. Please stick around, watch it, see what you think. Comment. Give me some comments. Give me some ideas what you really want to see, what you'd like me to do. Thanks for coming back. I'm going to try to take the head bolts out with the rocker arm still on it. Normally you can, as long as it'll turn out of the way enough. It's just a good way. I'm not going to do anything with these heads right away, except take them off. So it's a good way to keep up with everything. The more stuff you can kind of keep together, the better. Now, if you were let's say you're doing a head gasket job, you're going to do both of them. It's always good to keep your rocker arms in the same spot, the push rod in the same spot as the lifter, all that. If you're going to take the cam out, but reuse the cam and lifters, keep the lifters in order. It's good to keep it all in order. A lot of times I don't. I'll take your push rods and reuse them. As long as you check them and make sure they're round. You can lay them on a flat surface and then roll them. If they got a wobble to them, they're not round, they're not flat, they're bent. So you don't want that. But they tend to wear on the ends just a little bit. And anytime anything wears to what it's against, like this end to the rocker arm, it's good. It wears. Now, of course, the push rods spin, so it should wear evenly. So it's good to kind of keep them like that. A lot of times I don't. I didn't with the other engine, the 350, mostly because, well, I've never done it before. Should, but I don't. But I didn't with that one, mostly because I was planning on doing different heads, different rocker arms, and I wasn't sure if I might have to get different push rods. But now I'm putting it all back together, but I'm doing it just like I did it before. I know when you take it to the machine shop, like this, most of the time they pull the rockers off, throw them in a box. So it's not vital. Most places will tell you keep it all in order, and that's good. You want to do that. Most of the time you don't have to. If everything's is not worn out, it's worn in a pretty even way, you can usually interchange some of these. Now we'll go ahead and pull these head bolts, and we'll see what the cylinders look like. All right, I'm not going to make you listen to all that because it's about the same, but we'll come back when I got the head bound off. Well, I tell you what, I don't know who put these heads on and put this engine back together, but a lot of these bolts were not very tight. They were not torqued very well. That one was. Some of them just practically just spun right out. Usually the middle ones seem like they were torqued pretty tight, but the upper ones and the lower ones, they weren't very tight at all. Back on there and I can hang on to them. Sometimes these will pop off, sometimes they got to pry them off. Yeah, we got to pry it off. I don't have my pry bar right here, but I do have this thing. Drop this off on my foot. There we go. That was tight. Yep, I wondered about that. Don't see any ridge in here at all. It's a fresh rebuild. I don't know if I can see how much over the pistons are, or if they're standard, but they're probably over. Let me get you in here and take a look. Alright, well I got the head off. We cleaned up one piston, one all the way up to the top, to see what's what. First off, built in here, it's hard to see, hard to tell, but there is basically no ridge in this. It's a tiny little bit, and I bet you that's more carbon than anything. It's no big ridge. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can get you there. Don't want to focus. You see where the piston comes up, but you definitely can't even hang a finger, a nail on it. You can feel it, barely feel it there, but it's not hanging at all. And I bet you that that's carbon instead of wear. Now, pistons are good. I don't see any stampings on it that say .030. The only thing I see on it is this. I can't make that out. It looks like a big 10, a 1-0 maybe, or 3 marks if I'm seeing it right. It looks like a big 10. I don't know. But I've never seen anything stamped like that. I mean, you could have a 10 over. Most of the time, if you go 10 over, you don't change your pistons. You just get a little bit bigger ring. But everyone I've ever seen, most of the time they're stamped kind of in the middle or right off to the edge. They'll say .030 or .060 or .045 or something like that, or 40. But I don't see anything on these. We'll know better when I take them out. And I haven't measured this. But it looks like it's in good shape, except this one. Got a little water in it. I didn't wipe that out. I'm going to show you that, because if you remember, when I drained oil in this several months ago, a lot of antifreeze came out. So I I had him look to see how the head gasket was on it. Well, that's looking real happy. And like I say, some of the head bolts won't even, tight. No ridge in the cylinders, and all the connecting rods and caps are numbered. So somebody had to do that. So somebody's had it apart. So I'm kind of excited. I hope the crank's in good shape. It should be. I hope it's in good shape. Now I'm going to pull it out, see what it looks like, and I will take it over to Troy, over at the machine shop off Timberlake, TDR Racing. They've done all my machine work lately, and I'll get them to check out the crank and rods and all that to make sure it's good to go into 327. But I mean, this engine doesn't look that bad. It could be worked. It could be fixed. We'll see. I won't scrap it, but I do want to use the crank and rods for the 327. We'll see what happens. More to come. All right, well, it's at this point that it's about all the work I got done in the shop this past week. Like I mentioned before, it is actually New Year's right now, and Laura, my daughter, had her gallbladder taken out on New Year's Eve. It was scheduled. It was early in the morning, but she's doing well. Everything went fine, and she, what she says, she needs a little babysitting. So she's been just hanging out. I've been hanging out with her, and we've been catching up on a little TV and doing a little bit of this and that, and just hanging out at the house. So I didn't get a whole lot of work done, but I did get that little bit done. So that's at this point. I would like to toss in a few old videos, like I mentioned just a little while ago in the beginning, a few old little video clips, little snippets that I had done. Some I did, in the past day or so, and some I did maybe a month or two ago, and some are, like I said before, probably from a year or even more, maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't know. It's just a little hodgepodge, a little random. Of the cars, the C10 truck, the Camaro, maybe both Camaros, the Charger, a few things like that. I just wanted to throw in a few extra things, and I hope you enjoy it. So, enjoy. Josh has put plugs in, and now he's putting the new NGK wires on. I did order the pretty blue. They look nice. Oh, this is done anyways. that's going to wrap up this week's video. A little more around the shop, I guess you could say. A little bit more on the C10. I know in the last video I called it S10. Sorry about that. A little bit more on the C10 project. A little bit more on the 307 engine, which is a bit of a donor for this project, and the cranking rods for the 327 for the 74 Camaro. So that's a donor thing, but that engine's looking pretty good. I'm not going to get rid of the block. We'll keep the pistons and all that. Everything looks good, but right now I am, planning on taking the rods and the crank, definitely the crank, because you can get rods out of any small block, a 305, a 350, 307. They're all 5.7 rods. It's a couple of them that the rods are a little different, but most of your average small blocks are 5.7 inch rods. So, we'll see how all that goes, but get a little more information on that and a little bit of this and that. I really appreciate you coming back and watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Come back to see me, and I'll be here. Oh, yeah. Just hit that little button to subscribe, wherever it is. I think it'll probably be over here now, maybe. And remember, every little bit you do on your project gets you that much closer to completing it, okay? So thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Till next time, I'll see you at the shop.